think we're ready. Where's your mother? She's right there.
All right. Before I just give it, I just want to say a few words, just 1 or 2 minutes, and then we'll get to it. Shiva was a new experience, and while we were sitting Shiva, I had all these people, friends and family, that came from near and far, and had all these things to tell me about my dad. And most of them were stories that I had never heard. And the one recurring theme that everyone had to say was about what a generous and giving person my dad was. You know, it's easy for us to remember how he was in the end over the last few months, and that we all had to do for him. But like Rabbi Zach's pointed out, when he was young and when he was vibrant, the most important thing to him was giving, and he had a lot of energy to do that. And he would go to the rabbi, and he would go to other people in the community who told me, and he would say, I need to give. I need to give. He would say, tell me who needs help that no one is helping. So we're going to make a siyum Mishnayos today. We're going to do the last Mishnah in Bava Metzia. And it talks about the circumstance where you have 2 gardens that are planted on the hill, and one is like almost on top of the other. And, of course, the Mishnah being what it is, all these legal questions come up. Who owns the vegetables that are growing between the gardens? And everyone bring arguments, and they bring analysis on it. And I was thinking, like, what would my dad say? What would he say about these vegetables that are growing between the gardens? And we know he was a giving person, and he would say, if it was his garden, he would say, if you need the vegetables, you can take the vegetables. It's okay, they're not mine. So, in that sense, my dad was a true chassid. Not necessarily someone with long face and a furry hat, although he could have been that too, because he was descended from Kotzkers. But, he was a chassid in the sense that when it came to giving, he would go beyond the requirements of the law. So, I just want to ask everyone here that as we go through life and we come across these vegetables that are growing between the gardens, we should think of my dad, Avraham Munish ben Moshe Yecheskel. And what would he have done? And we should try to go lifnim yishuras hadin, more than the law requires, and do acts of loving kindness in his memory.
Amen.
Okay, so we're going to get to the last Mishnah here. And it starts, Shtei zu al gav zu. You have 2 gardens, and one is above the other. Vayerik, they knocked him, and there's vegetables growing between them. So Rabbi Meir says, Sha'elyon, that the vegetables belong to the owner of the upper garden. Rabbi Yehudah Omer Shal Tachton. And Rabbi Yehudah says the vegetables belong to the lower garden. Rabbi Meir said, Im yirtzeh ha'elyon likach es afro, ein kan yarek. If the person who owned the upper garden took all of his soil away, then there will be no vegetables. And Rabbi Yehudah says, Im yirtzeh ha'tachton lamalis es ganaseh, ein kan yarek. If the person of the lower garden filled it up with dirt, then there will also be no vegetables. So Rabbi Meir says, because each one could block the other person. We have to see from where the vegetables are drawing their life. Rabbi Shimon says, he says, whichever vegetables the person in the upper garden could reach, who shalom, those belong to him. Shar shal tachton, and whatever he can't reach belongs to the lower garden. Okay, now I have to say